And if you wanted something super simple to follow, it doesn't get any simpler than this, man.
The FX Morning Mayhem podcast is an essential listen for currency traders. Each episode covers a curated watch list of key currency pairs alongside insightful market observations. It highlights crucial daily news events that could influence the market, ensuring traders are well informed. Additionally, the podcast offers valuable trading strategy tips, catering to both new and experienced traders in the Forex market. This podcast is for educational purposes only. None of this info should be construed as investment advice. To see the trades called out live for free on our Slack channel, click the link in the description or scan the QR code to join the trade faction. If you find this podcast valuable, please follow and share with a friend. And now, on with the show. Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. And you're listening to Forex Morning Mayhem. It's time for the daily market briefing. In today's headlines, European stock markets opened lower on Wednesday, with sentiment dampened by various factors, while US futures showed modest gains ahead of the Federal Reserve's decision. The US dollar strengthened, while the euro and British pound were affected by yen movements following Bank of Japan, Governor Ueda's press conference. The BOJ's decision was as expected, with Ueda initially striking a balanced tone, but later making some hawkish comments. Bond markets initially benefited from the risk-off mood, but have since retreated, with US Treasuries now slightly weaker ahead of the FOMC meeting. Oil prices remain under pressure following Tuesday's geopolitical developments, while natural gas prices have risen due to ongoing strikes on energy infrastructure. Ukrainian President Zelensky is scheduled to speak with US President Trump on Wednesday, expressing hope for an eventual ceasefire. Key events to watch include New Zealand's GDP release, FOMC, and BCB policy decisions, speeches by Fed Chair Powell and ECB officials De Guindos and Elderson, as well as Nvidia CEO Huang, an earnings report from General Mills. Stay tuned for a currency market update with Bill and Dave up next. Thanks for listening to Forex Morning Mayhem. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review if you found this helpful.
Starting with the currency pairs, Aussie New Zealand dollar is in a downtrend and it is in the zone. So we are waiting for a sweet spot short to set up there. Aussie US dollar is in an uptrend and it is in the zone. So we are waiting for a sweet spot long. Same with pound Canadian dollar. New Zealand US dollar in an uptrend in the zone, waiting for a long sweet spot to form. Singapore dollar in the zone, downtrend, waiting for a short sweet spot. US Canadian dollar downtrend in the zone, waiting for a short sweet spot. And finally, US Swiss Franc downtrend in the zone, waiting for a short sweet spot. That brings us to the back to basics section.
Yeah.
And today, Dave, we are going to talk about parabolic SARs. Have you ever heard of that? All right, so parabolic SAR, the purpose of it is to identify trends and reversals. And this is the classic depiction of it on a chart, which is to put dots on a chart. It's pretty self-explanatory, and if the dots are from the bottom going up, the trend is to the upside. And if the dots are from the top going down, the trend is to the downside. The key components are the SAR value, called the extreme point, and the accelerator factor. If you really want to get into the weeds, you can research the calculations to come up with those three values, which is what determines where the dot gets placed on this chart. How would you use this? Well, if the dots are below the price, you would go long, and if the dots are above the price, you would go short. It's pretty straightforward, fairly accurate. Depends on the time frame, I would venture to guess. If I play here a little bit with time frames on a 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, yeah, it looked good, actually. And if you wanted something super simple to follow, it doesn't get any simpler than this, man. Yes. And interestingly that you mentioned that, because what I've come to after all these years of trading is the less on my chart, the better. And even when I'm designing systems, I agonize over the user interface because I try to keep it super, super simple, but at the same time have the information on there that I need. And that is such a struggle. This is
I know.
actually really pretty.
It's simple. It's just a dot. That's easy, especially with your lines.
Right.
If you're using candles, that might be hard to
Candles
see.
might be a little bit,
That's not too bad.
yeah.
You got to color coordinate there.
If I zoomed out, you can.
I
But
think
it's
that
pretty
he's still
high
pretty.
end. I could live with that.
I
Yeah.
like the tables, but this for an actual inline chart, like I got no problem with that.
Yeah, very elegant, very easy to understand technical analysis tool.
Yeah.
All right. That is all I